my name is Rachel. I'm a homeschool mom to two boys, grades 3rd and 5th, and we are getting ready to start our middle school journey in our homeschool. And today what I want to share are 6 things that I will be changing in our homeschool for our middle school. Now, the main reason why I chose to start a YouTube video for myself, I'm just now getting to the end of my 6th year of homeschooling, and I found that having my oldest child reach this new milestone kind of made me sort of sad. Still grateful that he is growing healthy in reaching the points in his life that he's supposed to, that he's growing in the way that he's supposed to, and that he's healthy. But there's still a part of my mom heart that was just kind of sad about the ending of a season and starting a new one. And so what I wanted to do for myself, to give myself a new focus for our homeschool. And so that turned into me starting this YouTube channel to share what homeschooling middle school is going to be like for us. And I have been watching a lot of other homeschool moms do this on YouTube, and I have found so much benefit and so much wisdom from that. And so I really appreciate having the other videos to watch, and so if anything that I share is helpful, that would be great. But again, everybody does their homeschool their way, and what works best in your family may not look like what works for us. So I do have these 6 things that I am going to be changing for my middle schooler. However, like always, if I find that what we start doing just isn't really working for us, then I will pivot and change and be flexible. I have been known to change the plan 1 month into our homeschool year to 6 months into our homeschool year, and I have no shame in that. I think that that's one of the best parts about homeschooling, is changing when you realize that it's just not working for your children. So obviously a big part of middle school is just preparing for high school. And so I really want to look at these middle school years. What can I help myself as well as my son do in middle school, learn how to do well in middle school, so that we are both more successful for his high school years? The first thing on my list is I'm going to start giving him grades. That is something I have never done. I've never felt that there was a need for that. However, I do want to make sure that when it comes to his high school transcript, that he has accurate and fair and honest grades and a GPA. And so I really want to take these middle school years to train myself on how to give a proper and a fair grade on all of his work. The second thing that I will be doing for his 6th grade year is giving him a transcript. Again, this is another thing that is for my practice and really has nothing to do to give any stress towards him. I want to make sure that I am giving him, again, an honest and fair and accurate transcript for his high school years. And so these middle school years are the perfect time for me to learn trial and error to do a proper transcript. The third thing that we will be doing that we have not done yet in our homeschool are quarters. Having quarters, which is probably something a lot of people do, but I have never wanted to, felt the need, saw the need until now. I think it would be a good change specifically for he and I. If I haven't mentioned in any of my previous videos, we are year-round homeschoolers. We have only one weekend between one school year and the next one, and that is just how we have been doing it this last 6 years, and it has worked really well for us. So I don't think it's going to be that difficult to just cut it into quarters. Next thing that I will be changing for him for his middle school years, which goes along with why we're adding quarters, is I'm going to be giving him a quarterly report to turn in. I'm going to let him choose the subjects. They could be on a report on a country or a person, an animal, a time in history, an object, anything. I'll let him have a lot of freedom in choosing what the reports are about. But the purpose for this is I want him to have the skill of being given a task and a due date, and then letting him work out his own research time, time management. This is a skill that he is going to need to learn in the future, and so this is a good time for him to start that practice. So once I have had a conversation with him and have the topics he wants to do a report on, again, it could be a book report on a specific animal, a country. I really don't mind what the subject is about. Then I will in turn make a very specific assignment sheet so that he understands the expectations that I have and how I will be grading his report. The fifth thing that I will be changing for him for his middle school years is I'm going to be giving him his own planner. And this will help him planning his quarterly reports, but also just to help him work towards responsibility and time management. Within that planner, I'll be adding his quarterly due dates for his reports, as well as at the beginning of the week, a list of what I require for that week, and then just let him take the reins on when he gets those items done for the week. I, of course, will be checking in on him and helping him along the way. And the last thing that we will be changing for his middle school years are electives. This is something I'm really excited about. When I was in school, this was one of my favorite parts of school. So for this year, I will be picking the electives for him, but with his interests in mind. I do know there are a few things that he would like to know, and so I'm going to be turning those into electives. He will have 4 for this year. The first 2 will probably be typing and piano. Those are 2 things that he has asked to know. And so I will be putting together resources that I can find and sort of creating a class within the resources that I'm finding for him. And it might take me a little bit of time to figure out how I'm going to be grading those electives, if they're just going to be credits. But once I have purchased the resources, then I will just figure that out as I go. The other 2 electives that he'll be having this year, I haven't fully decided what they're going to be. However, something new is I am going to be enlisting the help of my husband for specific electives. He has a lot more knowledge in certain areas than I do, and I think that it would be beneficial to our son if it was coming from my husband, one of which is probably going to be woodworking or wood shop. My husband knows how to work with wood and how to create things and make things and all the safety things. It would just be wiser for shop class to be taught by him. So what that's going to look like, I don't know. I've never co-taught with my husband before, so I will again be purchasing the resources, talking it over with him, and figuring out a proper way to create projects and assignments and tests and grades just for the sake of the grade and the transcript and just working out what this will look like. 6th grade, I think, is a really good practice year for this, along with 7th and probably 8th as well. And so I'm not worried about how things are going to turn out. This is our first year, and I don't really have that much stress about how it's going to work out with the grades or the transcript. Now, one extra little thing that I will be doing is when we get a little bit closer and I've purchased a couple of these items, made a few more decisions, I'm going to be taking my son out for coffee, probably just he and I, and kind of go over the changes of what he can expect for middle school, the changes I've just shared with you. I'm going to have his planner available so that he can look at it and I can explain how he'll be using it, what will be required for him to take on responsibility, and just reminding him that I will be still there with him, helping him, and anything that seems a little too stressful for him, I'll be there to assist. And that's it. I have the 6 things that I will be doing differently for our middle school. Again, those 6 things are grades, transcripts, quarters, quarterly reports, a planner, and the electives. And if you have any more ideas for middle school, feel free to share them below, and I would love to see what those are. Thank you for watching, and I will see you for the next video. Thanks. Bye.